You need to slow it down there, man. You need to slow it down because as the Colts are clicking, as the Colts are playing good football, as the Colts are kind of like, I don't know what to do with my body too much anymore. Truth be told, guys, the Colts, what's the word I'm looking for? They're fugazi. They're overrated. They're fool's gold. Guys, I hate to say I told you so, but I told you so. Guys, I told you that the Indianapolis Colts are fool's gold. Yes, I was buying the hype on early. Yes, I was loving the 4-1 record. Yes, I was loving 5-1 record. I was loving the fast start, the flashy record, the feel good headlines. But when I start giving in deeper, when I started digging deeper into the Indianapolis Colts the last few weeks, when I started to go back and watching the film of the Indianapolis Colts, once I started peeling back the layers of the Indianapolis Colts, guys, what you see isn't a contender. What you see is not a Super Bowl-bound team in the Indianapolis Colts. What you see is not a team that is poised to make greatness. What you see is a team that is fugazi, fool's gold, not pretenders. Guys, it's a good time to team with a lot of character. The Indianapolis Colts are a team with a lot of cracks. The Indianapolis Colts are a lot of team that just what's the word I'm looking for? Fugazi. Let me read that word again. Fugazi. They're fool's gold. They're fake. Guys, on Sunday, the Indianapolis Colts escaped with the Atlanta Falcons with the 27-21 win over the Atlanta Falcons. But let's be real. They escaped because of one man and one man only. Mr. MVP himself, not Daniel Jones. Jonathan freaking Taylor put some respect on his name. The dude absolutely went off. 240 plus yards rushing, 3 touchdowns, and an 83-yard touchdown house call that looked like something out of Madden. The man stepped up, looked to the left, looked to the right, dusted off the left, wrote a love letter to his wife, bada bing, bada boom, gone. Guys, that was one of the best individual performances I've seen the entire NFL season. He even broke Marshall Faulk's franchise record with the most scrimmage yards in a single game. But guys, here's the issue. Here's the issue that the Colts needed every single one of those yards to just barely beat the Atlanta Falcons. A team that's been inconsistent at best, banged up, and struggling for weeks on end. Guys, if it wasn't for Taylor going nuclear, the Colts would have been heading into their bye week on a 2-game losing streak. And if you guys remember, just last week, we had a panic or patience as my chair starts to fall down. I apologize. We had a panic or patience. If they were to lose this game, full-out panic mode, they may not have won another game. Guys, the ugly truth is, let's get the heart out of it. Let's stop this feel-good story. Let's stop saying, oh, it's Indianapolis Colts, we love them. Take the heart out of it. Guys, this team has problems. Big problems. Daniel Jones might have gutted it out with the bloody mouth and all, whatever, right? But he was sacked. He was pressured consistently, and he turned the ball over yet again. 1 pick, 3 fumbles, and somehow only one of them got hurt. One of them got picked up, right? You cannot win consistently with that kind of play. The protection's a little bit shaky. It's a little bit shaky, right? The protection is terrible. Turnovers are piling up, and then they went 2 for 12 on 3rd down. That is brutal. Guys, this offense is broken. The only thing holding it together right now is Jonathan Taylor's MVP superhuman performance. Guys, that's not a formula for long-term success. And when you look at the Colts, we talked about this last week. Look at who they beat. Now, on the surface, the Broncos and the Bears games are a hell of a lot better, right? But back then, Broncos were dog shit bad. The Chicago Bears were dog shit bad. But then they beat the Raiders, which are dog shit. The Dolphins were terrible. Teams are they're just not that good. You pad the win column with those kind of games, sure. But when it comes to facing elite competitions, the cracks show and start to show bigger and bigger and bigger. Now, to be fair, guys, they're not a horrible team. To be fair, they are not a top 10 draft pick team in 2026. To be fair, they're an average team that beats bad teams and struggles against good ones. Now, the mirage is here. I know some Colt fans are saying, we're contenders. We got Hart, we got Tree, and we got JT. And look, I love Jonathan Taylor. Guys, he is an MVP caliber player right now. Matter of fact, he should win the MVP. But one running back can't carry a flawed roster forever. If Taylor doesn't go off like that, they lose the game. It's simple as that. So before we start crowning Indy as legit AFC threats, let's pump the brakes. Let's slow it down, baby. The record might look pretty, but it's fool's gold. Guys, the truth is, the Colts are just the middle of the pack team. They're riding a few highlight reels of one superhuman running back. They beat bad teams, and they make it interesting against good ones. But when the lights are bright and the pressure is on, that's when it really hits. And guess what? I told you so. I've been telling you this for many, many weeks. Guys, the Colts are fool's gold. Jonathan Taylor is a superstar, but the rest of the roster is average at best. Indy can keep stacking up against wins against bad teams, but when they face real competition, they get exposed. Rams, Steelers, you can throw the Falcons in there as well. But in our nation, guys, let me ask you this question. Do you guys still believe that the Indianapolis Colts are legit contenders, or are they just riding another average team with one great player? Guys, subscribe, hit the like button. Remember, we're live Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. East Coast time right here at youtube.com. Now, join the conversation because this is a live, interactive show. I want to hear from you. WRA Tower says JT was balling like a man. He was, man. JT, man, this chair is terrible. Eventually, I'm going to get a new one. Eventually. But listen, WRA Tower, welcome back, man. It's been a little bit since we've seen you here. Welcome back. But the truth of the matter is, yes, you are right. JT was balling. JT was the man on the mission. JT said, give me that ball, and oh, by the way, give me the ball some more. Because that is what he was all about. He was all about, give me the ball, and let me take it to the moon, baby. And that's exactly what he did. 244 yards, I believe it was. 3 touchdowns. Man, that 83-yard run, I was getting my son ready for a basketball game, and I just saw him walk up. I'm like, oh, Jesus, here we go. Same old Colts, right? And then all of a sudden, I was like, what? He's gone? He's gone? What? It was awesome. It was amazing, right? WRL Tower also says the same Falcons team, the same Falcons team my Dolphins wrecked. Exactly. Like, honestly, WRA Tower, this might be one of the most unpredictable NFL seasons of like all time, right? Because the Falcons lose to the Miami Dolphins, but then the Falcons beat the Buffalo Bills. I mean, of course, that makes a little bit of sense, right? The Dolphins, just there's so much parity and so much like triangular stuff happening in the NFL. I lost my train of thought for a second, but yeah, the Falcons are just not that good. And Old Man River says they have a very favorable schedule, and you know what? They do, because when you are a second, third place team in your division year after year after year, you tend to get those favorable schedules, right? And if we look at the Colts schedule moving forward, first of all, they've already played the Titans twice, the worst team in the NFL. They played the Dolphins, absolutely steamboated them. The Raiders are not very good. Sorry, Old Man River. The Cardinals definitely not living up to expectations. I had them as a sleeper wild card team. But moving forward, they do have a very, very tough slate of games. They have a bye week this week, but then they play the Kansas City Chiefs. And then they play a surging Houston Texans team, which we're going to talk about the Houston Texans here in a little bit. The Jaguars, right? Seahawks, very, very good. The 49ers, pretty damn good. And then you end the season with Jaguars and Texans. So sitting at 8 wins right now, you beat the teams that you were supposed to beat. You beat the Jaguars twice. You beat the Houston Texans twice. Bada bing, bada boom. That's a 12-win season. And that wins the NFC, or that wins the AFC South. That gets you into the playoffs. And that potentially gets you home field advantage. Because right now the AFC is very, very paired. Very, very, what's the word I'm looking for? Like there's definitely parity across the AFC right now. Maximus is back in the chat today. What's up, Maximus? He says, Colts are not legit. They got a regular season pieces, not Super Bowl pieces. You know what? That might be the best analogy, the best Man, I am lost for words of that. That is the best way to put the Indianapolis Colts. They have legit regular season pieces, just not Super Bowl pieces, and that could not be more right. Let me get the chat up there. Why is the chat? I don't know. It is what it is. Whatever. It is what it is. But that is a perfect analysis of the Indianapolis Colts. I like that. Make playoffs and get blown out. Probably. Old Man River says the Colts will make the playoffs, but they'll get blown out. Much like the Broncos last year, much like the Chargers last year, much like the Houston Texans last 2 seasons, right? Making the playoffs. Oh, we here, baby. We here. Nope, sorry. Get your ass whooped. WRA Tower says, happy to finally see you live again. Been working like a dog. Listen, man, we've been going through some ups and downs here on the Man Hour. Guys, correct me if I'm wrong. Was it 2 weeks ago? The main streaming computer, which is right back here, broke. Said, I'm not going to work anymore. I took it to work. I worked on it. I got it working, and then all of a sudden we brought it back here, hooked it up, ready to go. Nope, not going to work. So we're on the laptop. The music does not quite correlate with I don't know what's going on with like the music, but we are here. We're live when we're uncut. I'm super glad you're back, man. And Old Man River says they're Fugazi all day long. And then we got Mellow Mike in the chat today as well. It says Texans all day, baby. Mellow Mike, I want you to see this little rundown right here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 more segments to go before we talk about your Houston Texans. Talk about playoff bound Houston Texans, I might add. Mellow Mike, I might be bought in with your team. Your team might be moving on up. WR